outrageous, morally, politically, practically. The only possible outcome of it, if it continues this way, is a wider war in the Middle East, which would turn into a world war. I think many in Israel, among the leadership, want that. They clearly want to provoke a wider war. They have been not very subtle in trying to draw the United States into a war with Iran for many, many years. And the attack on the Iranian consulate last month and the follow-up was yet another attempt to draw the United States into a wider war. So we are on a path that's absolutely devastating. What is key, as you've been discussing and I've been discussing, and I've been involved in the diplomacy at the United Nations, is that the U.S. and Israel are essentially completely isolated in world opinion, other than the countries that the United States can arm twist desperately to fall into line. Britain can always be counted on to at least abstain. If the United States says jump, Britain will jump to some level, no matter the pain and the disagreement within the British public on this. And that happened again. Where the dynamics are right now, of course, is that the world is saying we need this war to end and we need a state of Palestine as a member of the United Nations, period. 57 years onward after the 1967 war, and that means the occupation of Palestine by Israel and the apartheid regime that became increasingly brutal, and that is the basis of why this genocidal action in Gaza is taking place right now. This has to end. And so, as I'm sure listeners will recall, last month, the Palestine Authority revived their application for UN membership, which had been put aside by the United States demand back in 2011. Back then, that's already 13 years ago, the UN Security Council meeting as the admissions committee had said, you fit all the criteria. Palestine should be a UN member state. And the US said, oh, God, yes, we agree completely, but not now. Just give it a little time. Take observer status. And this is the US ploy, which is always put off any decision that is in favor of Palestine at the behest of Israel. And that means put off forever. So the United States back in 2011 convinced the Palestinian authorities, just take observer status. Membership will come soon. Of course, membership never came. What came was a genocidal war instead. The Palestine Authority revived its application, which had never been dismissed. It was just adjourned, sine die, without a date, and they revived it last month. Suddenly, we see the whole world supports this. 140 countries. Now it's, I think, 143, if I have the count right, because new countries are joining, already have diplomatic relations with Palestine. And when this went to the Security Council, I thought for sure the arm twisting by the United States would at least hold Japan, Korea, close U.S. allies in line against the application. But no, they came out firmly saying, what else? What are we going to do? We have to move to an answer. So in the end, the vote last month was 12-1. 12 countries saying immediate membership of Palestine, 1 vetoing the United States, and 2 abstentions, the UK and Switzerland. When you have a veto in the Security Council, this now goes on an emergency basis to the General Assembly. It looks like there will be a vote on May 10 in the General Assembly for UN membership of Palestine. Now, what is the United States doing? It's arm twisting every place. It's doing whatever bribes, whatever threats it can make everywhere to try to keep the vote down in the General Assembly. It's also doing something which is, I think, we'll see, but I think part of the incredible U.S. naivete which has gone on with Trump and now with Biden, which is it's trying to cut a deal with the Saudis. Come on, just announce that you'll have diplomatic relations with Israel. We'll give you nuclear technology. We'll give you F-35s. We'll give you a military alliance. We'll do everything. Well, a lot of tempting things on the table. What they're saying to the Saudis is break with the rest of the Arab world, break with the rest of the world. Just come with us. We'll give you every goodie that you want. And what they're doing is what, of course, the UK and the US has done with the Arab world for 100 years, trying to divide it, trying to bribe it, trying to threaten it, trying to cajole it.